Hey everybody, I'm Rocky for Rocky Reviews, and today we're going to take a look at Antapha. Everybody, like I said, today we're taking a look at Antapha. Now Antapha is a little game from Gerlach Games, that's Lucas Gerlach, and he did this one in 2019, just last year. Now this one's available on the Game Crafter for $36.99 and it plays 2 to 5 players in just under 30 minutes. The game is a festival game, a Chinese festival where you're trying to build pagodas. And you're trying not to just build them tall, but you're trying to get the right color of floor in the right space according to your game. So it has an asymmetric aspect to it. Why don't we look at the table and I'll tell you a little bit more about it. Okay, so here we are. Now you can see the pieces laid out here, and I left this one. I want to explain a little bit about this in a minute, and these dice stickers from the Game Crafter. But Antapha uses the domino tiles as your individual playmats, and everybody's going to have their own playmat that's going to have a slightly different goal on it. So if you look at these two, if we compare these, you're going to end up with a mystery goal that I'll explain momentarily. But you have these dice numbers on the different colors. Now what this means is that this person wants a green tile on the 4th floor of a pagoda. This one wants a green tile on the 3rd floor. This one wants a red one on the 5th floor, purple one on the or blue one on the 5th floor. And I'll explain how that works now. But these are your own individual tiles and gives you that asymmetric aspect to the game. And all these have this question mark on them as well. And what he did was he used this question mark as a tiebreaker. So this tiebreaker, you're going to get one of the discs that come with the game. And that's going to go, you're going to draw it randomly, and that's going to go face down on there when you start the game. So if the game ends in a tie where everybody's met their goal, you're going to look at this and see if, for example, the purple one, if he had a 6th floor purple tile, he would win that tiebreaker if he was able to succeed in that. And one of the things I wanted to show you about these discs, and these are actually these 16mm discs from the Game Crafter, just wooden discs, and they're the white ones, and you can see that I've already put these stickers on them. I left this one blank to show you what they come, they come like this, blank. But then he used the sticker sheet, and this is the dice sticker sheet, and you'll cut off the gray corners and put it on the disc. Now, I thought it was actually pretty clever that he said, oh, look, if you mark these gray corners and you cut off the gray corners, then you're going to get a sticker that fits on there really well, right? So that was pretty slick. Well done, Lucas. He didn't use the entire sheet, but that's fine. These are actually, sorry, that light's a little bit glary. These are actually kiss cut stickers, so you can bend the sheet and peel them off when you need to. But this actually gives you a lot of flexibility. You can print anything you want on these and stick them to the discs or some of the cubes or even the custom dice and make anything you want to out of them. And if your players don't mind a bit of a craft project and putting the stickers on the items, then that's a great way to go. It gives you a lot of versatility and things you can do without having to do custom engraved dice or custom engraved components or meeples, or even silk printing for that matter, silk screening. But that's how you do the custom goals. Now, it also has these, these are the 10mm cubes in it, but these are just used to mark when you've accomplished your goal. And you accomplish that with the chevrons. Now these chevrons, they're kind of slick, and they're just the wooden pieces, but these are 20mm chevrons, and the way it works is when you're building things, and I'll do a gameplay review on my channel in a little bit. What you want to do is you're going to be drawing a couple of these out of the bag, and you're going to be trying to build pagodas. So when you build one, you're going to put one down on the ground floor, and you can have as many of these started as you want, but each one can only be 6 tall. But the way these chevrons stack, you can put one on top of the other like that. And that gives you a nice little stack for these chevrons. If I use green and yellow, it might be a little easier to see on camera, right? So if we did that, and I was playing with this board, I would have my yellow goal met. I would have a yellow floor on the second floor. So I would take my yellow cube and put it there to mark that I've actually accomplished that goal. So in this case, he's using the cubes to mark each victory point as you get it. Now, the instructions do say you can use the back. So in this case, like level 2, if you look at the back of it, the level 2 one will be yellow. So you could actually mark them that way, where you'll have your purple one in level 3, your yellow one in level 2, and they should be different. So this one, the yellow one, will be 6 on the back, just in case you didn't want to use the front. I mean, it's interesting. Interesting way to use the back of these domino tiles. I'm not sure it's necessary, but it is an interesting idea to do it. You know, made it a little more colorful, a little more useful. And then on your turn, you're going to draw these out of the draw bag and add your pagoda. Each turn, you can either put a tile on a existing pagoda or start a new one, or you can move them. So if it's only a single floor, you can actually move that onto another pagoda. But you can't move one from an existing one onto a different one. Okay. That's really the core of the game. The little tall person meeple, that's used to mark the emperor, and the person who has this will get the last turn of the game. And that last turn of the game is either triggered by all the roof tiles or all the chevrons coming out of the bag, or someone completing their goals. Now, the components are pretty slick. I like the use of these components and the way they look like a pagoda when you start stacking them up. You know, it's kind of a natural fit, and they do really well that way. And it's really inexpensive as opposed to something like Santorini where you're getting custom plastic parts and things. But this will be, you know, a really nice, easy way to do that. The draw bags are good. We've seen a few draw bags on here on Rocky Reviews. This is a black velvet one. It's called a medium parts bag on there if you want to use one in your game. He did use the medium booklet for the instructions. The instructions are you know, interesting, but it's well laid out. Color's good, and these medium booklets fit really well in these small pro boxes. Now the small pro box, he did something I really enjoy about this, and that he didn't forget that you can actually print on the edges of the box. In this case, he's using this to advertise his other games on the Game Crafter, Earthlings 101 and Dapper and things. So think about what you can do with that. You could put art on there, you can put instructions, in this case advertising on there. Pretty good idea. You know, it's pretty nice. And these stout boxes are full sleeved boxes, and they're very sturdy. I've mentioned that several times on this, that I like these because you can throw them in a backpack and you know your game isn't going to get crushed. But that's essentially the parts and how the thing comes together. So overall, I did enjoy the way Lucas used the parts, using the chevrons in that way as stackable pieces, instead of just using them to mark units or power or something on some of these. He made good use of the tiles, the front and back, The back isn't just art, it can be functional because he changed the color on the backs of them. But consider that. Consider all the surfaces you have to work with and what you can do with them. I also like the fact that when he did all these, he did the linen finish on them. Yeah. But Antapha, the name's the play on word, on top of, Antapha. That was pretty good. And that's it. So that's Antapha. Look for this on the Game Crafter and, you know, check it out. See if there's other indie games you haven't discovered yet on the Game Crafter you might like. Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the Game Crafter channel and click that bell icon. It's actually pretty handy if you have a lot of subscriptions when you hit the bell, because that way you can be notified when any of us upload new videos on TGC. You can check out my channel up there. I will be posting some reviews coming up here when I get a little bandwidth available, and there'll be a lot of them showing up, as well as designer discussions and designer topics on there. But I'm Rocky. This was Rocky Reviews for the Game Crafter, and as always, make awesome things.